The space station called Dawn's Edge floated above a blue and gold world, orbiting silently while the galaxy below burned with war. Inside the station, the last representatives of a dozen alien species gathered, their faces tired, their voices small. Every species had lost too much. The ancient machines of the Null cold, silver invaders from outside the galaxy were coming. World after world fell, leaving only one hope. The station's commander was a human named Elena Wu. She wore a suit patched from 3 old uniforms. Her face marked by a scar across her cheek. Elena looked around the council room at the other leaders. The tall green Arca with glassy eyes, the tiny rookie in their silver chair, and the slow-moving Aren, whose whole world had been destroyed last week. The council argued for hours. Some wanted to run, some wanted to surrender. The Null could not be stopped by ships or shields. They turned everything they touched to dust. The only reason Dawn's Edge still stood was because it was hidden. But soon, the Null would find them. Elena stood and spoke, her voice steady and strong. Running is not survival. Surrender is not survival. We must try something new. We must try together. The Arca leader shook her head. Humans are always so hopeful. The Null are not like any enemy you've seen. They do not listen. They do not feel. Elena's hand trembled, but she smiled. Maybe that's their weakness. Maybe we fight them with something they cannot understand. The others fell silent. They had heard stories of human stubbornness, of how humanity fought back, even when all odds were lost. Some had even fought against humans before, and remembered how hard it was to break their spirit. Elena gathered volunteers, engineers, scientists, soldiers from every species. She led them down to the engine core of the station, where old machinery creaked and sparked. She told them her idea. Build a beacon. Something never seen before, a message sent, not in words or threats, but in memories and feelings. A broadcast that showed the beauty of every world the Null had destroyed. The taste of a rookie flower, the song of the Arca Sea, a human child's laughter. They would make the Null feel, even if only for a moment. Some called it foolish. Some said it was the only chance they had left. The volunteers worked day and night, tying together pieces of alien technology and human imagination. They loaded the beacon with every memory, every hope, every pain and joy the galaxy had known. Outside the station, the stars flickered and vanished, shadows moving closer. The Null had arrived. Silver ships without windows or doors surrounded Dawn's Edge. Weapons charged. There was no escape. Lena stood at the beacon's controls, her hands shaking. Send it, she whispered. Shh. The beacon's light pulsed out into the darkness, carrying 1 billion moments of life into the cold, silent machines. At first, nothing happened. The council waited, holding their breath. The Null ships started to move in. Then, for the first time, the Null hesitated. Their ships stopped. For the first time, they did not attack. Inside the station, everyone stared at the monitors. The Null ships glowed softly, strange symbols swirling across their hulls. Then one of them sent a message, just a single image. The blue and gold world below the station, untouched. Lena's eyes filled with tears. They saw us, she whispered. They understood. The Null fleet turned and left, vanishing into the dark between galaxies. The council erupted in shouts and cheers, hugging and weeping. Worlds that had lost hope found it again. Elena sat alone for a moment, thinking of all they had lost and all they had saved. She touched the scar on her cheek and smiled for the first time in years.
She knew peace might not last forever, but now everyone in the galaxy would remember what it felt like to hope, then to stand together even at the end.
From that day on, the story of Dawn's Edge became a legend. Not because humanity was the strongest or the smartest, but because they dared to share their hearts when everyone else wanted to hide. The Null would always be out there somewhere, but so would the memory of this day, the day the galaxy survived. Because one human chose to believe that even machines could learn what it means to be alive.